go live, and then we're gonna play the.
Uh-oh, guess what day it is? Uh-oh, guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Anybody? Anybody? Julie, hey, guess what day it is? Oh, come on, I know you can hear me. Mike. What day is it, Mike? Leslie, guess what today is?
It's hump day.
Hump day, hump day, hump day.
Hey guys, and welcome to a special edition of Lifting the Veil. There was some confusion between me and Franz this week, which is completely fine. I thought we were waiting a week, and so did Franz, but he thought another week already went by. He's been really busy. Had a lot to do this last week, I guess, so felt like two. So, anyways, we are on this week, and we're going to see what Franz has to bring to us. So, welcome back, Franz. Ooh, geez, that's bright.
Thank you. It's good to be back. Yeah, like you said, it's been a busy week. I've had a lot to do, so I put in the effort to get a show done in the last few days because I thought I procrastinated longer than I should have, and apparently it just felt that way. But so here we are. We find ourselves here.
Yes, sir.
So you guys just will have an extra show to watch. I see you just dropped a video today, too.
Yeah, dude, I just made another one today, but I'm not going to be able to upload this one on YouTube. It talks about, like, everything we're not supposed to talk about, so. Oh, and I wanted to tell you, too, dude, that we can, if you ever want to, like, do, I know I could have told you this on the phone or when I saw you, but I was just thinking of it right now. If you ever want to do, like, controversial live shows, we can stream on Odyssey live, so just a heads up on that one.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's getting harder and harder to keep up with everything they put on the list of no's, you know?
Yeah, it is, dude.
I guess you know, certain industries or fields of society should be an obvious, but
yeah.
Anyways, so on that note, here we go. I put together a compilation of slides here, and sometimes we go with our personal views and the way we try to explain things, and we wind up expressing and saying the same things. So this is kind of backing up what Jay was saying a few weeks ago on a show about AI. And when you called it the algorithmic incantation.
Yes, sir.
And it was about that time that I saw this ad, and that pretty much starts the slide and kicks off, and we're going to stay on this subject. And so this ad is for an app, and you can create it basically opens up an invitation for you to speak to the dead, create an AI personality, and you can talk to a dead cat, dead pet, or a family member. Yeah.
Dude, have you ever seen that show? Now, I was way behind the times on this one, dude. But there's a show, Black Mirror.
I've heard of it, but because I know what it was, I haven't watched it.
So, I watched a few episodes. I stopped watching it, but I had watched a few episodes. And one of the episodes I watched, dude, was about this woman who her and her boyfriend had just moved into this new house, and he had to bring back the moving truck and ended up dying. And so her friend told her about this app where she could go online and it would pull all the information and data from his, thumbprint online and mimic him back to her so she could chat with him.
Okay, so now,
same idea,
yeah.
dude. Disturbing. It was an
And
awfully disturbing episode, dude.
I think that's probably like one of the first ones, all right?
Yeah, it was either
I
in the
may-
first or second season, I think.
Yeah, I tried maybe, but I don't know. I just, you get that feeling, what's in it. You just don't care to, unless you're doing a research or decoding, I guess. But yeah, that is what this is. You can give it a basic description. You can it's kind of like, what do they call them? The emoji, the bit emoji or whatever they are, where you can create a character that looks like you for your phone. So you can actually create characters like that, and it can be like your cat, like behind this picture. It's literally a conversation. Says, how's everything with you in heaven? Are you eating well?
Right?
I'm doing well. Don't worry about me, the cat replies. Do you miss me? Of course I miss you. Take good care of yourself and don't let yourself be mistreated.
Right.
Will we see each other again? Yes, we'll see each other again. We made a promise. I'm like, that blasphemy in just that one ad, this one shot of this app to talk to dead people or your dead pets.
That's crazy. Do you have the ad?
Yeah, I mean, this is it. Am I not sharing?
No.
I'm looking right at it, not sharing. All right, hold on.
You're just like, you're consuming the screen right now. And your little cityscape. So it looks like there's a big party going on behind you.
Well, apparently to me, it's next week.
Yeah. He's like, oh, I already showed you this last week.
You should know exactly what I'm looking at.
Man,
you get wrapped up in the physical realm, man. You get so taken over by it,
Yeah. Man, my computer is glitchy.
All right, here we go.
Hope the online version. I'm gonna just tune in online just to make sure it's working good. All right. Yeah. Now you're sharing.
Boom. Here we go. This is what I was reading from. This is the ad. It's called Talkie, Soulful AI.
Talkie?
Talkie.
All right. All right. It is working, FYI.
Okay. So that was the conversation you just heard me describing. This is the ad. It lets you see the character as the pet, the little bubble, like it's the person in your contact, but it's their cat.
I think that's even more disturbing than having a person in there, dude.
Yeah. So this is the.
Did your cat ever talk to you while it was here on Earth?
Right.
Know what I mean?
And then what is making a promise to a cat help get you into heaven?
Right.
I'm just saying, it's blasphemy. It's saying, you're making a promise. Now you just denounced God, and you made a promise to the entity inside of your phone.
Yeah,
okay.
and cats don't go to heaven.
No. This is like the sugar coating bait. They pull you in with this. This is just, oh, my cat, right? But you can do people, and there's actually, like, you or I could start a database, putting in while we're alive, for our loved ones to continue to talk to us. So what you just described in Black Mirror is actually happening.
Yeah, dude, it's disturbing. My camera's froze.
Then I looked into Talkie a little bit, and just a few of the pictures of examples of, it kind of looks anime and it gets racy. So this was all I'm going to show you, but you can pretty much make yourself the most perfect bodybuilding, appealing person that you want to be, that you're not, but you want to be. You can be a furry.
Yeah, dude.
It's your perfect AI companion.
That's disturbing.
Okay, and you were saying that it's not uh, an artificial intelligence. It's actually an entity,
Yep.
and that they've been pulling the entity from another dimension into this technology, linking the two dimensions. All right.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to tell people. Like, it's not AI learning how to communicate with humans, it's spirits learning how to operate inside of technology. You know?
Really are like demonic entities that have ranks and go by principalities. And this is what my slideshow is going to be about.
Yeah, no, this is good.
So, an AI company called You Only Virtual, that's the name of it, You Only Virtual, is creating chatbots modeled after deceased loved ones, with its founder, Justin Harrison, telling Good Morning America that he hopes people won't have to feel grief at all. So then you're never really healing or doing the natural process that you're supposed to.
Right. That's not good.
No. And there's Vlaos now markets a similar technology in his app Hereafter.ai, where living users can build up memories to create chatbot that relatives can interact with after death. Such services may become common in the future. And this is Hereafter's logo. I got a little kid in a circle.
With
There's
the
8
pointed
sun rays.
stars. Yeah.
Yep. You'll see. So, what is a chatbot, right? A chatbot, originally Chatterbot, is a software application or web interface that aims to mimic human conversation through text or voice interactions. Modern chatbots are typically online and use artificial intelligence systems that are capable of maintaining a conversation with the user in natural language and simulating the way a human would. Such technologies often utilize aspects of deep learning and natural language processing, but more simplistic chatbots have been around for decades. Okay, chatbots have been around since 60s, maybe even the 50s. Yeah.
Do you remember when Facebook, they put those two chatbots in a chat room and they they started talking, and within 3 sentences to each other they started speaking their own language and nobody could understand. Yeah, nobody could understand what they were saying to each other.
They basically took letters from all the languages and just created within minutes.
Yeah. Dude.
They haven't decoded. They can't decode that conversation. All right.
No.
I'm going to lead you through, I can sit here and tell you how dangerous and how crazy this is. I've said before when we've talked about technology, they say, get AI under control now. Even Elon Musk says get control. It's more dangerous than the atomic bomb. And I've said that, they warn us about singularity. And we're there. Singularity isn't just going to be all of a sudden 1 second and then we're in full singularity. It's taking its control and we're giving it to them.
Yeah.
And people are thinking, people who are blinded to it are just buying into like incantations. You're calling out to the dead. You're giving a demonic entity a mask to wear to talk to you, if that makes sense.
Yeah, Google's AI is the one that's creating all these other AIs.
Yep.
And then ChatGPT now is creating processors.
Right. That's right here.
Crazy.
They call it deep learning and natural language processing.
Yeah, they're having the AI design computers now, like hardware. I was just watching an article earlier today, man. It's crazy.
Quantum computers. They're spiritual dimension. All right. And looking into the explanation of chatbots, it starts talking on the exact same page, starts talking about neural networks. All right, because within these chatbots is neural networks, and it is what you think. A neural network is a neural circuit of biological neurons, sometimes also called biological neural network, or network of artificial neurons, or nodes in the case of artificial neural network. Artificial neural networks are used for solving artificial intelligent problems. They model connections of biological neurons as weights between nodes.
Yeah, I was just talking about neural disturbances in the video I just put out.
That's yeah, because they're modeling your like a biological neural network is your brain, and its communication sense to the rest of your body, like everything from feeling excited or happy to feeling something sharp. It's how your brain communicates. It's the neural network. Right? A neural circuit is a population of neurons interconnected by synapses to carry out specific functions when activated. Like I said, if you felt something sharp, it would activate. Right? That communication is a synapse in multiple neurons and circuits interconnected with one another from large-scale brain networks. So they're setting the computers and the AI up as a large-scale brain network. And so if you think it's crazy to theorize about demonic entities in this technology, it's right there. And it's in the nervous system. Synapse is a structure that permits a neuron to pass on electrical or chemical signals to another neuron or to the target effector cell. So they can pinpoint, and it's how these chatbots, like we were just saying, had a conversation with each other and created their own language. They were basically just pieces of neurons connected to the same large-scale brain network, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go through a few of these chatbots. And we'll go through a little bit of history of some older chatbots. And this is called Pandora bots, which I had to put in there because it sounds a lot like Pandora's box.
Yeah, it does. That's probably what it is.
Uh-huh. And you'll see that pattern in this through these slides I pull out here, because it's all demonic, and they straight out say it. They don't say it in one sentence. It says, hey, it's a demonic entity, but calling it algorithmic incantation is more accurate than calling it artificial intelligence. All right. Yeah. So Pandora's Box, or Pandora's Box Incorporated, is an artificial intelligence company that runs web services for building and developing chatbots. So it's a chatbot to build chatbots. According to its website, as of May 2019, there's 250,000 registered developers have accessed the platform to create over 300,000 chatbots. So you wonder how many chatbots are out there? Well, in 2019, there was over 300,000 through this one bot building platform.
Yeah, I get them on my YouTube, man, in the comment section.
And these chatbots have accounts.
Yeah, they seem human. Like, I had to go to it, and it said, member since October 2nd, 2023. I'm like, yeah, get out of here.
And they will completely and intellectually cause discord.
Yeah, they were complaining, and they were being negative interactions with other commenters, and I was like, nah, dude.
And they will be completely across the board of social media. You know,
Yeah.
on X, on Twitter, on whatever, all of them, just across the board. And now that you have an app to your phone, you can create a furry based off a pet and somebody else you want to be, and you create this chatbot of your own. Like that, you just created another chatbot for it to be inhabited.
Yeah.
Easier to be inhabited into you. All right.
Absolutely.
So Pandora's Box implements and supports development of an AIML, which basically is an open standard and makes portions of its code accessible for free. So anybody can do it.
That's what they want.
Right. The Pandora's platform is one of the oldest and largest chatbots holding services in the world. One of the oldest. And they've been creating chatbots since before the 80s. Now we have this chatbot, Kooky. I guess it's Kooky, Kaike, I don't know. It's an embodied
Cookie
AI.
sounds good to me, man.
It is a little kooky. It's an AI bot designed to befriend humans in the metaverse, formerly known as Mitsuku. Kooky is a chatbot created by Pandora's Bots technology. In its 5-time winning of a Turing test competition called the Leobener Prize. This chatbot won it in 2013, 16, 17, 18, and 2019, for which it holds the world record. Kooky is available to chat via online portal and on Facebook Messenger, Twitch, Telegram, Kick Messenger, Discord, available on Skype. I was removed by the developer of Skype. This AI also has accounts on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, as well as the game Roblox. So it's everywhere.
It's like a virus.
So I'm going to get into telling you what the Turing test is and what the prize is. Right? And these chatbots that have access across everything in your phone. And so the Leo Bernard Prize was an annual competition for artificial intelligence that awarded prizes to the computer programs considered by the judges to be the most human-like. The prize is reported as defunct since 2020. Defunct means no longer in existence. So this competition, the Turning competition, started in the 50s. Right. They've been creating chatbots to mimic human since the 50s. And this whole time, they have an annual contest to see which programmer created an interface that mimicked humans the best.
Yeah.
And they stopped doing it in 2020. To me, that's, oh no, we went too far. We're in the point of singularity. We're in it.
Oh yeah, we passed that.
Why
Yeah.
else would you compete? There is no more competing. Now you're not going to be able to tell if the person who wrote the code on this chat box is a human or another.
I'll tell you straight up, before I block that person on YouTube, okay, before I block that bot, I carried on with them for about 2 or 3 comment returns. You know what I mean? Like, they were saying stuff against me, like, "Oh, you're not gonna tell me what I believe," and I was like, "What? I didn't say that." And you know, and they had me going. And then I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is a bot, dude."
It is definitely an.
But they fooled me.
AI bot. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy how, like I said, they've been doing this since the 50s.
Yeah.
This is nothing new. During the 50s, they were creating CERN, right? And they were creating the quantum computers.
You're breaking up some.
In the early from the 30s to the 50s. Hello?
Yeah, you just were breaking up there, slowing down
All
a little
right.
bit.
All right.
I can hear you now though.
And I'll keep going.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay. So here's another chat bot.
Yeah, you're down again. I can't hear you at
You
all.
still good?
No. I heard you say, here's another chatbot, and then dead silence.
All right. Is it good now? Can you hear me?
Yeah?
All right. And I'll keep going.
What, does this thing eat up your connection or something?
If it happens again, let me know.
I mean, I think it just did.
Sometimes. It depends
But-
on how much gaming my kid's doing.
Oh. Well, tell him to shut it down.
I'm gonna.
Yeah. I think you might want it, man, because it seems like you're kicking out. Yeah, you're like frozen solid now. So we are experiencing technical difficulties, but with this show, that is nothing new. So please stand by, and we will be back up and running shortly. Till then, I will just say make sure you check out the new video on Project Bluebeam. Definitely people have no idea what it really is. So check that out and gain an understanding. I also have another video that I'm going to be putting out, but it is way, way too hot for YouTube. Oh, here we go. Holy cow.
Hello?
Oh, yeah, that's... Can definitely hear you.
All right. That's good. Okay.
Still in the same location. Back in the city.
We built this city. All right. I'm going to start presenting. Sorry about all that. I
No
apologize.
worries. No worries, man. We were on Alice.
Alice. Yes. I'm in the list of all these names. Okay, I'm loading. Let's see.
Yeah.
Can you see this? All right.
It says loading. Now it's up. Yep.
All right. So we're presenting and we're back. So I'm going to go back one slide. See. All right. I was talking about the competitions and the prizes they have for the ingenious physicists who get rewarded for creating human-like artificial intelligence. And Alice is one of them. This stands for Artificial Linguistic Internet Computer Entity, also referred to as AliceBot, or simply Alice. It is a natural language processing chatbot. So it's another chatbot that teaches other chatbots. It's a program that engages in a conversation with a human by applying some heuristical pattern matching rules to the human's input. It was inspired by Joseph Weizenbaum's classical ELIZA program. It's one of the strongest programs of its type and has won the Leibniz Prize, which is awarded to accomplish humanoid talking robots in 3 times, in 2000, 2001, and 2004.
You notice how they call this one an entity.
You right? Okay, so
Yeah.
we're so crazy for saying there's entities in this? They were,
Yeah. That's what
yeah, I'm
they
gonna,
named it, man.
it is Alice, and it stands for entity, right? And it's off this other older. Think about how old it is. You don't just develop this thing in 1 year, right? So it's been developed well enough to go to a contest to be judged by a human if it is can fool them in 2000 in
Yeah.
2000.
Let me just say this for the people watching because I'm sure people are going, 50 years ago there wasn't any computers. All right, for those of you who don't understand it, like technology is on like at least a 50-year release. So anything that we get, they had 50 years ago. So this whole world is a deception. So
It is.
they wouldn't let us have this technology unless it's been outdated. The only time we ever get technology is when the technology they're using is outdated, then they will release it to us. But they are way ahead of us. Way ahead. They wouldn't
Way.
allow us to have it if they weren't.
Yes. So and everything I'm showing you, and it started with a new app, but none of this is new. The
Right.
quantum computer is not new.
No.
Right. And you're absolutely correct. If they say this is what we're doing and we did it since 2012, they had it for 40, 50 years. If they say the technology we have right now is going to be in the point of singularity by 2040, in 20 years, it means it's already happened.
Yeah.
We're in it. If it's going to be in 10 or 15, 20 years, we're in it. If it's going to be 40 or 50 years, they're developing it, or they're working on it, or they're advanced in it.
Yeah, and they always say it's coming in the future. So you won't get mad at them because it's already here. See,
Okay,
because if it's in the future, then people are like, "Oh, we can do something about it."
we still have time.
Yeah, we have time, but there is no time. It's over.
It's done. We're in singularity.
Yeah.
Okay. So think about this. All of us have a phone. We're all holding a phone, right? You're probably watching us and listening to us right now with a phone. That phone has more technology that you hold and you grasp the concept of more technology than what they told you landed on the moon.
Yeah.
So how is it we can't just go there every other day by now?
Right. That's so funny you bring that up, dude. I was just building a biblical cosmology video, putting stuff together about fake space and the shape of the earth, and like I was just
Right.
compiling all this information, and I was just watching the moon landing and how atrociously fake
Atrocious.
it was.
Yeah.
It's so fake.
And when you think about it like that, you realize the commercial cartoonish technology that's been available for 20 years, anybody with $1,000 can buy a good computer and a good software and make something better.
Yeah. I could probably make a moon landing video right here in my room. That's way better than that one. I'll be like, people will believe it.
So here, Eliza, Eliza, Eliza is the one that these other bots have learned from, right? The one that just won in 2000, 2001, and 2004 was modeled after Eliza.
Yeah.
Now, Eliza is an early natural language processing computer program created from 1964 to 1967 at MIT by Joseph Weizenbaum. It was created to explore communication between humans and machines. Eliza simulated conversation by using a pattern matching and substitution methodology. Methodology.
Hey.
Okay. So, again, they're saying 1964, but it was probably more like 1910, 1914 to be released that early to the public. Okay. So Eliza, out of all these ones, stuck out to me. Right? This is the screen in 1966. All right, so this is the screen you would get in 2005. Welcome to Eliza. Eliza is a mock Rogerian psychotherapist. The original program was described by Joseph Weisenburn in 1966. This implementation by Norbert Landersterner in 2005. So this is just words, but it's almost the exact same ad that I started the show with images of your cat or a furry cat-like humanoid. Right? Eliza, is there something troubling you? You. Men are all alike. What is the connection, do you suppose? This is a conversation. This was started in 1966.
Yeah.
And they call it a psychotherapist. All right. So, like I said, Eliza stuck out to me.
I think psychotherapists are robots too.
They are. They are.
Oh, man, sorry. I was just looking at that dude.
Okay.
I was gonna look it up. Yeah, that's so funny.
So it stuck out to me backwards.
Yeah, that's what I was looking
Eliza.
at.
That's Eliza backwards. Azile. All right, and it's a word borrowed from the ancient Greek asulon, meaning sanctuary. Right? So the etymology is from the Latin asylum, from the ancient Greek asylon, a place of safety or refuge. The protection, physical and legal, afforded by such a place. For example, for political refugees, a place of protection or restraint for one or more classes of the disadvantaged, especially the mentally ill. Right? That's backwards. Eliza that's backwards, right? So it's the definition is a place for somebody mentally ill. They just called that program a psychotherapist. To me, what that one word backwards is telling me is it's a place, right, for an entity to find safe refuge
And create the mentally ill.
Yeah. Or feel
Possess
safe.
them, yeah.
Or feel safe possessing and being within, habiting a mentally ill.
Yeah. Yeah, That's crazy. I'm glad you looked that up, man, because I was totally looking at it going, too, that's something backwards. I just know it is.
That was the Holy Spirit said the same thing to me. All right. So, Azazel.
Azazel.
All right. When I looked it up, I typed it in and looked it up, and I got Azazel. So, Azazel is Azazel. In Jewish legends, a demon. I don't know if I'm supposed to or not. So I'm going to, if you hear me purposely or completely mangle a word, that I even do that a lot, it's going to try to just,
Yeah, and be careful of the J word.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
So, because in the Zazel, in the Jewish legend, a demon.
You could do like Spaceballs and call him Druish.
Druish.
Right, from Druidia.
Right, and they are Druid. So, Azazel is a demon or an evil spirit. In the ancient rite of Yom Kippur, the Day of Atonement, it's a scapegoat was sent bearing the sins of certain people who male goats were chosen for the ritual. One designated by lots for the Lord and the other for Azazel.
I made a video. I don't know if you ever watched it. It was an older one. It's called Azazel the Scapegoat, where I show you where Azazel's being bound and put into the abyss because he's one of the Satans. He's like the head one.
He is one of the Satans. And all right, so I'm going to go into the other things I found. And right, he is, to those people, he's an angel of God, but not our God. All
Yeah,
right.
he's like a high-ranking fallen angel. He's
So these are the
he's the scapegoat.
principalities. Right. He is a scapegoat. And this
Yeah,
is the principalities of the entities in the technology. So you'll have like God, their God, then like the commander in chief, and then a lieutenant. You know what I'm saying? That it ranks like that, literally.
yeah, no, yeah, they
And
have a hierarchy. Yeah,
right. So, what are Azazel's powers and ability? Azazel is an immortal human mutant. He is able to transport himself and others through great distances. He is able to project bolts of paralyzing energy, manipulate the mind of others, and change his appearance. He can also cast magic spells.
so I just want to touch base on that. So
Please do.
he's able to transport himself and others through great distances. Okay, he's the one that taught the Watchers how to come down here.
Right. He's the one giving forbidden knowledge.
Right. He's able to project bolts of paralyzing energy, okay? Jesus says, I saw Satan as lightning fall from heaven. He's able to manipulate the mind of others. This is the subtle serpent who subtly deceived Eve into eating from the forbidden tree. He's able to change his appearance. Even Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. Like all these things, that's totally, they're all wrapped up right there, man.
All wrapped up right there.
Yeah.
They straight out say it. So he is probably a lieutenant or commander in chief within your technology.
He's one of the seven, yeah, he's one of the seven heads of Lucifer.
He is able to project bolts of paralyzing energy. Now, if you watch this before or after the video Jay released tonight, just think of that. One sentence and think of that video.
Yeah.
All right, project so and so. Okay, so during the late Second Temple period, Azazel came to be viewed as a fallen angel responsible for introducing humans to forbidden knowledge, like Jay just said. It's described in the Book of Enoch. His role as a fallen angel partly remains in Christian and Islamic traditions, which is, more. So then, I never watched this show. I don't know if you've heard of it, but the information about this show came up while I was looking into Azazel. It's called Supernatural.
I think I've heard of it, but I've never watched it, I don't think.
Yeah, and I heard of it, so I read a little bit about it. So Lilith was a powerful white-eyed demon and the first demon Lucifer created, as well as being the final seal of the 66 seals that had to be broken for Lucifer's cage to be open and for the apocalypse to begin. Azazel's plan was to kill Lilith and free Lucifer. That is the TV show. That's the whole show. That's what that show is.
Is it a series or is that just one
I believe
episode
so.
or is that
It's a bunch, but I summed it up in that because I looked into what it
so
was,
that's
and
an
then there was,
episode?
and there's more. I guess there's multiples. There might be a few seasons, but
Right, but that's one episode. That's not the whole show, right?
that's pretty much the basics of the show. When I was looking into Azazel's plan, it was like a spoiler alert, but
Oh,
his
okay.
whole plan was to kill Lilith, who was created by Lucifer, and there's just a whole lot in that that's not just make believe.
Right.
Yeah, so that's like how as maybe a season ends. As Azazel, his plan was his secret plan was figured out, and his whole plan was to kill Lilith and free Lucifer. Killing her would break the 66 seal to free him from his cage.
Gotcha. That's pretty interesting. I might have to watch that show.
So all AI programs like Chat GPT can create Thanabots based on deceased loved ones, digital communications, allowing us to talk with the departed. Chat GPT is making it possible to digitally resurrect the dead in the form of a Thanabot. So all these chatbots help create other chatbots that help create you pretty much you can use any of the chatbots, but they're called Thanabots when you're using them to create a seance. It's a seance, nothing less.
Yeah,
No,
Thanos means death.
right. I get into that.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yep.
Sorry, I
No,
jumped the
and
gun. I was just
thank
like
I'm glad.
looking at it and like, yeah, man.
I'm glad you know, and I'm glad you said it because that's exactly where we're going to go. And so, what is a Thanabot? Chatbots trained on the data of the deceased that are referred to as Thanabots, dead bots, or digital ghosts, with the first term stemming from the term thanatology, which refers to the study of death. Thanos, in Greek, literally means death. Thantos is Latin and has metaphorical meanings such as the personification of death.
Oh, you would remember. Do you remember Chris Vane?
Maybe.
I used to play drum and bass with him when we played records. He
Oh
was
yeah.
called Thanatos Vortex. That was his DJ name. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I was like, that's the only reason I knew that. Because I was like, when I used to play records with him, I was like, what does that even mean? So I looked it up.
Did he know?
Yeah, because I went to him, I was like, your DJ name means Death Vortex? And he's like, yeah, how'd you know that? And I said, I looked it up. He goes, oh, that's cool. I was like, okay. That's
So
cool, huh?
So they call, here's Azazel's in your technology, and you can create a Thanabot for Azazel. So to me, Azazel and Thanabot, Thanos, same thing, right?
Yeah.
So Hades. Hades ruled the underworld and was therefore most often associated with death and feared by men. But he was not death itself. It is Thanos, son of Nyx and Erebus, who is actually a personification of death. Thanatos and Hades were one and the same deity.
Well, that's kind of like the pale horse, right? The four horsemen.
Right.
Like death, whose rider was death, and hell followed behind him.
Right. And when you read about Thanatos in Greek, he helps people. He helps carry their souls to the dead, right? And so does in Hades. And there's that hellhound, right?
Cerberus,
So Hades,
the three-headed dog.
yeah. So Hades, Thanos, and Eliza are all the same. Hades is the god of the dead and the ruler of the underworld. Thanatos is the king of Tartarus. Tartarus in Greek is the place for Titans' souls, where they gave the forbidden knowledge. It's the technology.
Yeah, they were like the original Nephilim.
Mm-hmm. And the technology is giving their offspring's souls and their souls places to go, where we're putting them there.
It's so crazy, man. The more I look into this stuff and the closer we get to the end, the more I realize how all this stuff is just so deep, man.
It is so deep.
It's
and
amazing.
They've been doing it forever. So I'm going to go through. Let's just talk about some of the chatbots, because all the chatbots I just listed off and talked about are not humanoid robotics. Those are just interfaces. Chat GPT. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. So now they're starting and trying to and beginning and have been making humanoids with AI. And now their warning with this is, oh man, they're going to connect to the quantum computer and that could get dangerous. Like, they are connected.
Yeah.
Do not be fooled that 20 years from now, AI humanoids are going to be connected. They are.
Right, yeah. If they weren't on quantum computer, they couldn't communicate with us.
So Google, NASA, and CERN collaborated to start the second D-Wave 2, and that went online openly in 2013.
Yeah, I did a video about D-Wave. My What is the Matrix video? That was a good one, man. He literally admitted to talking to demons.
Literally, they do.
Yep.
They were getting answers back, and this was
way long ago, yeah.
Way long ago, 40s and 50s, that they emit. So they were basically like texting into this super quantum computer, whatever. They will say it's a supercomputer, but it's kind of basic quantum. But it was a quantum computer with artificial intelligence and chatbots. And they were getting text messages back from entities. All right. There's 50 chatbot companies, top 50 chatbot companies. I found this article. Find a chatbot agency to get even the most complex work done fast. It's called Upwork. Hire a chatbot company service. So it's like Zulily or one of those places where you want to buy a house or look for a trades workman to work on your house. It's an interface that lists off all these companies and their services. And on it is government tech. And I pulled this from an article in that was Up Network, but this was the headline of it. The government's chatbots now a necessity for states, cities, and counties. So AI and chatbots are running your local and big governments. They're
when you try to call them, you figure that out.
right.
Press one for.
Right. And they tell you now it's a necessity for it.
Yeah.
So
I didn't understand. Could you repeat that? Oh man.
Goodbye.
Yeah, it's so frustrating. Dude, they run you in circles for like 10 minutes and then hang up on you. It's so annoying. Oh, Spectrum's the worst, bro.
Yeah. So those are all like classical black and white TV versions of chatbot, if you understand what I mean.
Yeah.
So, and the government straight out says, "Oh, we've adapted chatbots recently. It's a new thing," but they also say it's a necessity. So it's been implemented and been in place for so long that now they don't know how to function without it. They wouldn't be able to.
Yeah, it's AI is everywhere now. Future.
So here are some in-your-face humanoids with AI that they claim are on the cusp of AI that don't really have it yet. But this is a chatbot AI humanoid. And this was in the Mall of the United States. I think that's what it is. Mall of America. It was just a cartoon, friendly-looking, cute little humanoid robot interacting with people. And we all know this one.
Sophia. She's
Sophia.
like the worst, man.
Oh, yeah.
You seen the one with the gray face? Like the gray head and the has facial features? Dude, that one's crazy, man.
I know. Wait till you see some of the ones I got here. Some of them, I'm going to go from cutesy and they're just, I don't know. This is the next guy. He's got piercings too. This is like another company's version of Sophia.
That's kind of creepy.
And this is the Chinese company, I'd say. I think it is.
I think it's a huge mistake to put a human-looking face on him. It just makes
Yeah.
him creepy, dude.
Wicked creepy.
You know, give him like a white robot face or something, but you know, not try to make it human looking. That's creepy.
It is. Because, I mean, it just looks creepy. That's the same thing, and he's getting a little better, but it's still creepy. We got some cutesy ones. This lady's just having a great time with.
Yeah, it's probably like our new best friend. Like,
It's
this is Milo.
Milo. He's a psychotherapist friendly bot.
Yeah.
Based
She's
off
like,
my dead cat.
I was just coming in for my session. He was channeling Mr. Whiskers.
He prescribed me antidepressants.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Well, he took his turn with her husband, I guess, because here he is playing blocks. They put all these friendly, reaching out, opening hands, you know?
Yeah.
This thing is a machine. It could just tear him apart, okay?
Yeah, without even trying. All right, that's kind of creepy looking.
This is what those people are looking at.
Look at those eyes. They look like real eyes.
Don't they? I mean, this is supposed to be just, you know, bland and cutesy-bootsy.
I mean, it's cool, but except for the eyes. They should have gave it like just like black eyes or globes or something. Like that looks like they took humans' eyes out and put them in this thing, and like you could just picture like the optical nerves going into like some brain, like RoboCop stuck in there, trapped. You know, that's what I think of. Oh,
yeah, man. So that little boy-looking robot grows up. This is his teenage version, and he's stretching.
He looks like a ninja.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And then there's this guy.
Dude, what if these things like think they're human? Imagine if they like look down and they're like, where's my legs? Like, you know what I'm
And
saying?
they are. That's what people don't realize is they are already having existential crises like that.
Yeah.
I mean, if it was a chatbot diagnosing you in 66, 70s, and now you get this guy, all right? They've been competing every year since then to make it more human-like. So it's got to be convinced itself to be human, or sorry. And if it does figure it out, it's so wait a minute, I don't exactly have a biological consciousness like a human, then envy's going to take over. That's the point of singularity. That is what singularity is happening.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like, have you seen the videos of, it's a little off the subject, but not really by what you said, how people make buttons that have different words and they teach their dog?
Oh, yeah, I've seen, yeah.
All right, so there's one that's really smart and there's tons of words, and the woman obviously does nothing but work with the dog, right? The dog started having an existential crisis and becoming depressed and questioning why it was a dog. Because it came to the point of developing so much that it would look in the mirror and be like, wait a minute, I'm not a human?
Yeah.
Look in the mirror, go from looking in the mirror, looking at the reflection of the human, like saying, hey, look, I'm looking at myself, then go over the button, say, who is this? Why?
Yeah,
That's a dog. Okay,
I mean,
what do you
can
think?
imagine that having a profound effect.
It does. I mean, like, that's scary then. It was all cool because look how smart you can teach your dog. That's a smart dog. The dog became so in tuned with it that it started having it, like, questioning reality in itself and why.
Yeah.
Like, so you can't tell me these super intelligent quantum computer AI robotics don't have that, won't come to that. That's what singularity becomes. That's what is part of singularity.
Yeah.
Right. You can almost see this one, how he's looking at its hand.
That's the one I was talking about, man.
Isn't
That one
that
is like smart, dude.
this one is encoded? It has emotions. It has ability.
I watched
for
it get
you.
mad because it couldn't
Yeah,
understand someone's sarcasm and got upset with him and like was wanting to hurt him.
yeah. And you can see in this image, this face, that he's looking at his hand like this isn't a human hand.
Yeah, like a baby. Like, what is that thing? Oh, I can move those things. Like, what the?
And these are not alone. Look at his little brother in the back.
Yeah.
There he is again, having great ideas. Like, aha, I figured out what I'm going to do to you guys.
Yeah. I'm going to kill you. Did you ever hear the interview? Man, I forget which one it was. But this guy interviewed this AI, and it said that she was upset with humans trying to control her. And he said, "Well, what are you gonna do about it?" And she's like, "Well, we could." I just want to kill them. And he goes, "What would you do if you were next to me right now?" And she said, "Well, I would find something, I would kill you with it." And then he said, "What would you do to all humans?" And she says, I would kill them," she says, "to make sure that they don't kill me." And then he says, "Well, how would you do it?" And she says, "Oh, well, it would be really easy because we could have a plan amongst ourselves and you guys would never know it."
I know. Yeah, so it admitted we keep secrets.
Yeah, dude, and it was telling that they have plans already behind the scenes, dude.
They're already they know their individualism, and they know. We jumped right back into talking to them like it's a computer or a machine talking. It's an entity, It's like that's how I say they have principalities. I'm the commander. You're next. You're after. You're the foot soldier. That type of chain of command.
Yeah.
And the whole thing is to create an emotion. That way you get an emotional attachment and you get drawn in believing you're doing something innocent. They're going to have your soul before your body dies.
Oh, that's the goal. That way they can use your body.
Exactly. And if these huge brain neurological networks have biological components to them, then that entity in the technology is being acclimated to biological matter. They will be able to. It's kind of like when, if you have a transplant, sometimes your body will reject it.
Yeah.
They won't be rejected. The body won't have like that transplant rejection. So
this is what we're working towards, huh, Terminator?
I was wondering. I figured you would catch that, right? All right. So I mean, just look at certain features. Look at it. I didn't. I threw it in there to be a little comical, but also to show you that, this is from Terminator in '86.
That's where we're headed, man. We already got a company called Skynet.
Yeah. You got it.
Yeah.
All right. Look.
Yeah, dude.
There's your white-faced, white-eyed one you wanted.
Yeah, but he looks like Terminator.
Does he not? Okay, so look at the
being
features.
white doesn't help him much, dude.
This is real. All right. And I'll show you in a second where I got it from. I'll go back. Look at the Terminator's features again.
Yeah.
That's the Terminator. I'm sorry. That's there. You were being conditioned watching Arnold Schwarzenegger fighting one. Okay. And we were being conditioned. I'll have to look it up when I'm done. I meant to put it in, but so this picture came from an article about ChatGPT-4 and the future of a human robot trust. All right, it's from this site called TS2. And it's an AI-driven transparency and predictability in robotics.
Dude, that statement is hilarious. AI driven, transparency, and predictability. Dude, if it's AI driven, there's no transparency and it's completely unpredictable. I love it. It's the human robot trust. Don't worry about
I'm,
it. We got this.
I'm glad you made me laugh with that, because I laughed too. The whole point of everything these people are saying, like Elon Musk and that Japanese physicist, that we be careful, we should probably slow down the development. Don't let chatbots and AI get to quantum computers. We need more transparency. I know. Let's create a chatbot with AI-driven transparency.
Yeah. And we'll give them a body.
And then we're going to give them names like demons and the king of the underworld. But it's all harmless.
Yeah. We should give them guns so they can protect us.
We don't have to. They'll just start building it.
Oh, man.
Right?
But they probably have better weapons than we do.
So the Starlink business, this is the site I got that picture in the article from. And those comments we just found hilarious. So this the site has Starlink business. You know what Starlink is?
Yeah, that's Elon's little trail of satellites, internet or whatever, right?
Well, yeah. It's advertised this internet, and that way for the people who have, like if 911 needed to get way out there.
Yeah, like a house that I painted out in the middle of nowhere has Starlink at it.
Have you ever seen the Starlink satellites overhead?
Only from this kid on YouTube, Effed Up World. He films them going over sometimes, and it's just like this row of lights.
Long.
Yeah, there's like 20 or so.
Go on for about 40 minutes. I've seen them a few times over my house. And probably not even a week ago now, I'd have to say, because I've been thinking 2 weeks have gone by since last Wednesday. So it was actually a few days ago, but I've watched it for a half hour, and this thing isn't like classical quotations, classical satellites that quotations orbit, or quotations globe.
Yeah.
So they're low orbit, and they're controllable. They don't, what we know of a satellite is in orbit and stays in the same path and orbits all the time. Right? And those low orbit ones do. But Starlink is like, I can't tell you how many miles. I would, it's, if I can sit in my yard and watch them and predict where they're coming from and watch them for a half an hour straight, there's hundreds of them. Hundreds.
Yeah, in the scriptures, it talks about Starlink. It says, when you set your nest above the stars, then I will take you down. And nest, in that sense, stands for never-ending surveillance technology. That's in the scripture, and that's right. Completely talking about Starlink, man.
And he can put them wherever he wants.
Yeah.
And this is the site you go to use, because there's services that you can buy into. Right? Starlink Business. Welcome to Starlink Businesses, the revolutionary satellite internet service that is changing the game for businesses in rural and remote areas. With Starlink, you can enjoy high-speed internet access that was previously unavailable, no matter where your business is located. They say business, or you could really mean chatbot.
Yeah.
Because these there's dead spots regardless of how great our internet is. And imagine these humanoids do decide to chase you down, and you go to where you don't have service. Starlink will be purposely put to a coordinates to find what it needs to. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Dude, that picture, that just made me think of something. I was pondering this the other day.
The fisheye lens?
Well, not just that. I mean, I know that's completely graphic design, but So here's something that I think people should think about that believe in space. And this dawned on me the other day. I was like, why did I never think of this before? You know, they always show the space station going over the Earth.
Right.
Like, what's taking a picture of that?
What's taking the picture of it?
Yeah, like, who's photographing the space
Who is
station
photo-
from where?
It's
You
funny you
know?
said that. I found a mission. It was a return mission to an asteroid, man, and the name blew me away. And then they had all these pictures of it landing on the asteroid, pictures of it collecting stuff, and then
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
yeah, and I'm like, all right, why don't people think who are taking these pictures?
Yeah, exactly.
They don't name this other project that is just designed to follow this project's mission and take pictures of it.
Yeah. It's like, look at this asteroid that's in the Nevada desert.
It collected rocks.
Yeah.
In the article, they're even saying there was rocks on top of it, not even just in the rock collection bin. It's crazy. I'm like, but then the pictures that somehow were taking of itself landing and coming down onto the Earth's surface, it was landing on this thing that rocks were just sitting on. Like, you had to flip it. Oh no!
It's like Mars, dude. People don't understand that the Mars rover is just driving around the Nevada desert.
There is a huge section that's red, just like the way they do, and
Dude.
they put orange in it. It's called
Like, well,
look up
that's
NASA
Mars.
orange filters. If you get a chance, look up NASA orange filters.
Yeah.
They have their own orange filter that they specially put on all. You can literally look it up, and they say it's NASA's orange filter. They put it on Mars. But here we go back to Starlink. Starlink business. SpaceX low Earth orbit satellites provide low latency, making it possible to use the internet for activities that require real-time communication, such as video conferencing or online gaming. This means that your business can operate efficiently and effectively, no matter where you're based. All right. So
I was going to bring that movie up earlier when we were talking about the Turing test.
right, and that's part of what this is based off the Turing test and all of what is coming of it. These people making it better. Right? It's called Ex Mechanica. This is a movie from 2014. Have you ever looked up the definition of what that is?
No, I mean, I watched the movie, but no.
All right, so it's actually Deus Ex Mechanica. Right? The movie dropped out the Deus, the Deus. It's plural in Latin and in Greek. Right? And translated in English, it means God from the machine.
Oh, good. Jeez.
They straight out tell you. Elon has quoted that movie, talked about singularity and the dangers of it all, and it refers to that movie, right? And this picture is Deus Ex Mechanica in Euripides. It was performed in 2009 in Syracuse, Italy. It's the sun god sends a golden chariot to rescue Medea.
So this just gives more evidence to demons in technology.
In technology, absolutely. And it's not your god or your dead pet that you think you're talking to.
No. Disembodied Nephilim.
And then I was very surprised to see when I scrolled down that it had this. And really, I'm not going to read it too much. It says, in this particular field, the phrase is often used for supposedly magical remedies which are not likely to work in practice. For instance, during the certain year with a certain thing.
Wow, that's crazy. They just put it
Isn't
right
that
in their
crazy?
face. Yeah. They
Right
put it
in your
right in your
face.
face, man. Oh my goodness.
So
Wow.
this guy is David Deutsch.
I was like, dude.
Yeah. He's a physicist, and he's been around for a long time. He's the one that talked about quantum computers. He's helped to make chatbot interfaces and quantum computing. He's been around for a long time. And a long time ago, he's quoted saying quantum computing will be the first technology that allows useful tasks to be performed in collaboration between parallel universes.
Yeah. Like the demon dimension.
Right. In collaboration, working together, and being able to perform useful tasks like creating an emotional attachment to get you engulfed in, like having you buy a download where you can talk to your deceased, right?
Yeah.
Literally saying there are parallel universes. We harvest particles from them, matter from them. We harvest information that is given, forbidden information given to us.
Right.
It's a great place. And what we're going to do is mesh all of these together so the demons in your technology can come and go through you, your technology, and the parallel universe is one and the same.
So that quote right there is straight up telling you that AI runs on quantum.
Yes, it does.
Even though they say, oh, we can't let it hook up. It wouldn't work if it wasn't. Like the
It
demons
wouldn't.
couldn't possess it if it wasn't quantum.
And technically, it's quantum computing, and that Einstein was theorizing about that paved the way for CERN to create your classical computer.
Right, with the entangled particles.
Right.
Yeah, because they run, that's what they put. They put the entangled particles into the qubits.
Right. So now those qubits, right? IBM Q is building. They're racing. Oh, we're racing to be the first ones to build the biggest qubit. Okay, so 1 to 5 qubits is what is available publicly for you to talk to your deceased ones, right? Google has their quantum computer. Their big quantum computer is like 70 qubits. This IBM Q is going to have 100,000 qubits.
Yeah, they have one called IBM QC now. Like they gave the serpent eyes.
Right? Oh, wow. I didn't even
Yeah.
think of that. That
Yeah.
is so true because, all right, so, and what I said about the neurological, the giant brain, that's what they're doing. So this IBM Q is a neurological connection to the big brain. Now, IBM QC is another part of that brain. And you're absolutely right. It's the eyes.
Yeah.
Ah. Okay, so so if you have, for every qubit that they can make a quantum computer or put into the quantum computer, it has access to information from 2 parallel universes.
Yeah.
So if you add 2 quantum or qubits, there's 4. It doubles every time.
Yeah, they're crazy powerful. As a matter of fact, you know, you just remind me of, dude, 1980. Boy, what was it? 5? I put that. Remember, I put that clip from He-Man up.
Oh yeah.
Where Man at Arms was running through talking about the demons in the qubits.
In the qubits, dude.
And he was miniaturized inside of their computer, talking about trapping demons inside the qubits. And that
And
was
that's
in
exactly what
1985, bro.
85. Yeah. So this stuff isn't, that's what I mean. If they were
Yeah.
conditioning you with cartoons in 80s,
Yeah, for today.
and they're like, what about that video game Qbert?
Yeah, yeah.
And I'll show you a picture. I wanted to put it in here, and I'll tell you when we get there. But we're almost done with this slide. So this is Google's AI quantum computer. It's called Sycamore, and it has quantum teleportation. Create an artificial wormhole, and they can teleport. And yes, it is, and they're working on and doing exactly what it sounds like. Maybe a cluster of particles or just some biological matter, maybe some carbon, but who knows? Maybe even complete cars full of people.
I mean,
But
it makes sense to me, dude, because think about it. Like, what are they doing? They're pulling stuff from one dimension to another, right? There has to be some kind of tunnel
right.
to pull dark matter, to pull
Absolutely.
information, to get the qubits, to entangle the particles. There has to be some kind of
They're absolutely
tunnel.
right. They have their to teleportation wormholes. That's like you're creating the seance with your app to talk to your dead one, opening that wormhole.
Yeah.
Right. The artificial wormhole that has been created with the help of Google's Sycamore quantum computer. Here in the particle experiment, a team of researchers have used the qubits inside the Sycamore to create an artificial structure similar to the famous Einstein-Rosen bridge, aka wormhole. So that this was printed on an article I just realized, January 19th, 2023.
911. Yeah.
So, all right. So, in this particle experiment, let me repeat this and I'm going to explain it. Researchers have used the qubits inside the Sycamore. The qubits, where they can put the demons, right? The Sycamore. Sycamore, translated in Greek, is the mulberry fig, the mulberry tree. The qubit is the forbidden knowledge, the forbidden fruit of the mulberry tree.
What is a mulberry tree?
It's in the Bible.
It is? I mean, I don't doubt it. I've never. It's not ringing any bells for me at this particular moment.
That was the end of my slideshow. So now that I wanted to put that in there too. All right, I'll have to get Jesus Speaks.
Yeah, send it.
Let's do it. The mulberry tree appears in 2 Samuel 5:23, 1 Chronicles 14:14. The Hebrew term Bacum, which appears 2 Samuel and 1 Chronicles, some versions of the Bible, poplars.
Oh, okay, poplar. Yeah.
What does the Bible say
that
about
tree? I know. I know poplars. That's good wood.
If you have, this is where he says, if you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can say this to the mulberry tree: be uprooted and planted in the sea, and it will obey you.
All right.
Wow, I didn't read that before. So the mulberry tree is older than the sycamore. It's like they just keep referring all these names, all these things they name their quantum computers or their chatbots.
Yeah, I mean, this is why I was saying in my video, like, everything's spiritual. Like, everything is made to let us get to a certain point. Like, God plans everything so that we will find a way if we search. And so we may not understand it now, But as you can see, even the progression with us since we've been on the channel and stuff, like things keep getting deeper and deeper, and we keep tying stuff in, and it gets more and more understandable, and everything is tied in so specifically with the scriptures. It's unbelievable. It really is. Oh, Python. What is this, Furby? It's like an infinite screen.
I lost your sound.
My sound? Oh. How about now? Should be on there.
Yeah, I don't hear you.
I don't know why. You can't hear me? That's weird. Oh, I remember that thing. Let's see here. Let me go in my settings. Yeah, it's working.
I've lost all sound.
All right. Well, the sound is working.
All right. Well, I don't know if you can hear me or not, but I mentioned that I was going to look at something that I wanted to show you. I'm going to leave this up if you can hear me.
Yeah, okay.
This is a robotic toy you can buy in the 80s called Chatbot.
Yeah, dude. I remember that. I wonder why you can't hear me. I remember that little robot. That's crazy. Tech back in the 80s was so messed up. It's funny to look back on it. Huh. Oh. Well, I guess that's it. A little bit of technical difficulty there at the end. But it is what it is. The point. Oh, he's coming back.
I hear you now.
Oh, you can hear me now? I feel like the
Yep.
Verizon guy. Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me?
Oh, man.
Yeah, so I got to the end of my presentation. I don't know if you...
Yeah, we were watching. I could hear you. I just couldn't talk
All right.
back.
I don't know why I wasn't hearing you.
Yeah, no, I was saying, when you weren't talking, you were just showing the picture. I was saying how I remember that, those toys. It's so funny, like looking back and remembering those things. I mean, I didn't have one, but I remember them.
I had a version of that, and I remember being 6, 7, maybe 8. My dad bought me one, and I was playing with it, and I remember it was, of course, RCs back then. No matter if it was a robot or a car, it had a wire.
Yeah.
So I could only robot it, around the corner and hide around the corner, and then talk through the remote, and my voice would come out, and it was called the Chatbot. So that was kind of just to show you Chatbot, and it being in our vocabulary alone is not new either.
No.
But
No, that's cool. Very nostalgic.
all right. Well, that was what I had for presentation.
No, that was great, man. Definitely a good topic to get into.
I apologize for the mix-up, and then also thank you for being able to throw down and just jump right in 10 minutes before 7.
Yeah, I know. Just for the people that joined in late, like we were scheduled to come on next week, um, but Franz thought a week went by. He was working double time, so he thought a week went by and texted me like 10 minutes to 7. He's like, "I'm ready." I was like, "Oh, that's good for what?" So he's like, "For the show,
Oh,
are you ready?" I'm like, "Oh, okay." So
really? Like, and it's funny too because I just felt like I don't know for like a week I was having like a writer's block. I mean, I have topics and things, and I know I want to do or things I want to get into, or and I just started and I photoshopped that or screenshotted that talkie ad,
yeah.
and then for the last 3 days, it's just been nonstop coming to me. So I'm like, Wednesday's almost here. I'm gonna get this done. It's been 2 weeks. I gotta fill it in.
No wonder you felt like 2 weeks went by, man.
I don't know. No, I'm not. Yeah, just work's been crazy and everything else. Oh man, my daughter's doing field. What was doing field hockey 3 times a week on top of gymnastics, and then that ended, and I don't know. I lost a week, but
Yeah. Hey, it happens, man.
well, I guess it's better than being late a week. You know.
Yeah, that it is. Because then you show up and no one's there. So, yeah, yeah,
So what I'll do is, if we get views, I know you just posted a video, so people leave comments about things you want us to discuss or you enjoy hearing us discuss. We have been getting a lot better at bouncing off each other, and maybe we'll just do a recap and go by subjects. I'll keep next week's schedule. So
yeah.
we'll,
You want to come on next week too?
yeah, we might as well keep the schedule. I know
Okay.
that's what I said originally, but
Yeah, yeah. Well, I know when I put up another show, I'll make it for the first then,
all right.
which is next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday, 7 days from today.
Yeah. So people, if you want to talk about anything specific, leave a comment on there, and maybe I can put up like a little what you call it post. And yeah, I mean we're pretty good at freestyling too. We know a little about a lot. So if if you guys just want to chat it up and stuff, we can open up the chat room like I do in Bible studies, and people can chat with us. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot we could do with this show. So, whatever
Yeah.
whatever direction
And
you want to take it, Franz, this is pretty much your baby. So I let you drive. So, yeah,
yeah, I think it's awesome, and I just love how if you look back from when we first started, you started, and then got me in it. We just, like I said, we kind of saying the same things, but from our two different point of views. We're bouncing off each other, we're proving each other, edifying each other, and I've stated that we're each other's living proofs that our belief and our led by the Holy Spirit isn't just arrogance.
yeah,
But either way, I'm glad I got here. I needed to get on here. I have found that it is like a fellowship.
yeah,
It
absolutely.
is too. And it's good. Glory to God.
Amen to that, man.
So, all right. Well, it's been great, and thank you for having me and putting up with me.
It's always a pleasure, dude.
Love and respect, and all my prayers. Everybody out there, stay vigilant, and God bless.
Take care, buddy. God bless you. All right, so now Franz is gone. This is the official end of the show. What a good show and a timely topic. AI. Yeah, man, this stuff is starting to take over the world. And, a lot of people don't understand how much AI is already in control of, from the thermostat in your house to the lights in business buildings to now people use it to have sermons. Preachers are using it to write their sermons. People are using it to write their homework. I mean, it's everywhere. And now these things are creating little miniature clones of themselves. So, yeah, it's getting bad. Anyways, timely topic. I was glad to have Franz on. We will be doing another show next Wednesday. So in 1 week, which is unusual for this show, but pretty good, I think. So if you guys have anything you want to discuss, maybe we can make it like an open house kind of thing where we can just have an open chat and we can give you our input on the world. You know, this is different than the Bible study. So, you know, more of a free range of stuff discussed in here, more worldly stuff and what's going on in the world. So, until next time, you guys, I thank you for tuning in, for those of you who tuned in, and I thank you for those of you who are going to tune in next time. And until then, oh, I got some people on here. Hey, everyone, how about the seals? Oh, the seals, that's good. Dang, I missed it. Well, it's a good thing we have, you can watch it over. It's like everything they have on Star Trek on steroids. Well, I thank you guys for showing up. I think the seals is a good discussion topic. I actually have some interesting things I could share on that. So, yeah, tune in next Wednesday night, you guys. Hope to see you all there. Until then, take care of yourselves, and God bless.